Hi, and welcome to episode 4 of Content Marketing And. It is January 22nd, 2016, and today I'm going to be discussing content marketing and customer support. So the role of customer support, customer service in content marketing, and why it is so important. Just go back to the core of these episodes and this series. I believe that content marketing is the only marketing left. Not my quote. You can see whose it is. Pretty trusted man in this industry. So let's get right back into it. So we're going to start with a very core question. All right, to lead into this, what is content marketing? Okay. Now I've actually written it down because I always mispronounce one or two of these words, or miss a word out or something like that. But according to Content Marketing Institute, content marketing is the marketing and business process for creating and distributing relevant and valuable content to attract, acquire, and engage a clearly defined and understood target audience with the objective of driving profitable customer action. And another more simplified definition that I've always liked is getting the right content to the right people at the right time and for the right reasons. So we know at the core of the definition of content marketing, and in order to be a successful content marketer, you have to know your audience as well as you possibly can. The better you know their audience, the better content you can create for them. The more you know about them, what are their pain points, what are their interests outside of your brand, how can you touch to that, how can you speak to that, how can you create content that is so valuable to them that they keep coming back and think of you as the trusted source of information for that. So personally, whenever I work with a business, the first thing I do with any campaign is I do run workshops for them. And in these workshops, we go over and create like a full content marketing strategy. It's a way of me, they know their business better than I do when we first start out. So I want them to tell me everything that they know. And that's how we form a good content marketing strategy around that. Now, if I didn't say anything before these workshops, I know that they would bring in their CEO, possibly their CMO. They'd bring in some of their top strategists, the digital marketing strategists, and their account managers and things like that. Now, what never happens unless I say something is I never have anybody from customer service, customer support, ever. And that's a problem because most of the questions that I'm trying to find answers to in these workshops, and what are the pain points? What are they, what do people think about the brand? What problems do they have? The customer support people live and breathe that every single day. That is their sole job, to listen and respond to these complaints, to these rings of praise perhaps, or just to general problems that they have. So if you're excluding people, if you're excluding customer support from these conversations, you're missing out on a vital piece of information. And generally speaking, they're customer support's put somewhere nowhere near the rest of the marketing team. So you're missing out on that incredibly valuable information. And again, if you listen to the definition, clearly defined and understood target audience, customer support's going to know that. It's not that you don't need to do workshops and get it more in depth, but answer those questions and real insights, that they hold the key to that. Now, the people who have embraced this, companies that have embraced this theory of how important customer service is, are really succeeding. This is the mission statement of Zappos, to provide the best customer service possible. It has nothing to do with shoes, retail, anything like that. Just create the best customer service. Because anybody about Zappos, they're going to talk about how easy it is to return shoes and how good their customer service is to them, customer support. If you type in to Google some great customer service stories, Zappos by far has the most. And with how much they've succeeded on that and how much they've, pride their brand in having good customer service, it must be for a reason. It's because if you provide great customer service, people are going to keep coming back, and they know if there is a problem, you're going to solve it easily for them. So embracing that is just important. So we know that answering people's questions in content is really important when you're coming up with a marketing program. And to look at, this is probably one of the most famous, 2 or 3 most quoted content marketing stories from Marcus Sheridan, where he owned River Pools, a company that really wasn't doing well. And he got to the point where he's like, all right, everybody, you are now just bloggers, essentially, for the company. We're going to answer every question. We're going to find every question that people have on pools, installing pools, anything to do with that, and we're going to answer those questions on our website. And that's all we're going to do. everyone in the company essentially turned into customer support and a blogger. And what happened as a result of this? They now have more traffic than any other pool site in America. And their success keeps going up. There's a reason why this is, in the story of content, the documentary, this is one of the highlighted stories. It's because it's a great example of just servicing your customers' needs. All right? It's a novelty. Let's just answer their questions. Awesome. Easy strategy, right? Most people don't employ that. All right? But that's all it was. It was very valuable information on their site. They were owning any kind of search or related search was coming up. Their site was coming up. People were going to it, and they were just loving it. Incredible user experience. Here's the other thing. Big problem. We're always trying to think of content. What's new content we can create? What content's going to resonate with our audiences? If you just talk to customer support, stories are going to come to you. The content is going to come to you. And all you got to do is promote that. And, service your customers and tell people about how you service those customers. Awesome story, right? This was an example of this guy, Peter Shankman, simply tweeted before he got on a 2.5-hour plane, this, can you meet me at the airport with the porterhouse? To his surprise, he got off the plane, and there they are, some guy in a full tuxedo had his thing. They'd actually somehow worked out during that time, what flight he was on, a little bit more information about the guy, and actually had a steak waiting for him. They were like 32 miles away from there, and in the 2.5-hour flight, they somehow managed to get this to them. That's incredible. All right, and that's now a story. Again, type in success stories, this one comes up. Awesome. You can't beat that kind of content. And what do people want? People love stories, and lots of stories. So if you have a story, you can tell it. Awesome. It resonates with people. People like it, and then people like your brand a lot more. This is, again, probably one of the most famous customer support stories, whereby a guy bought an iPad 2, and then he had to return it. And on the return, he had a Post-it. This isn't the real picture, obviously, with "Wife said no." So what did Apple do? Customer support saw that, saw a great opportunity, not only just to service this customer, but help their brand and what their brand stands for. So they returned, credited back his money, sent him back the iPad anyway with a post that just said, "Apple says yes." So we've got an iPad for free. What did Apple get? An incredible piece of content that they can now share. Start typing in "wife said no" into Google, and this story comes up. Now, it's a little bit disputed if it's actually true. Given how many rumors and things are on it, I'm guessing it's probably more of a partial truth. But if it's not true, it should be true. And especially if this guy actually sent this in with a post-it saying "wife said no," this is what they should have done. All right, because now this story is just famous, and it's like synonymous with Apple. Of course, it's not going to work every time. I can't imagine how people have tried this since then to get a free iPad. But the fact that they're willing to do things like this for the customer really kind of, it's just an incredible piece of content. And again, what I'm coming down to is, amazing content that people are interested in, and you're also servicing your customers, which really supports your brand. All right, nothing helps word of mouth more than great customer support. People don't mind if you screw up. It's how you handle the screw up, or how you go above and beyond. That's what sticks with people. So in conclusion, if you want to fix this problem, or you want to start enhancing customer service in your marketing, there's really quite simple. Stop ignoring customer support. Start inviting some people from there into marketing meetings, into brainstorming meetings, into workshops. Have weekly cadences where you just talk to them, or at the very least get a report from them with what were the main customer pain points this week, what were some of their main issues that they had, what were some cool success stories or fun stories that they had that then your content team, your marketing team can turn to something valuable for you. So if you want to sum up everything, don't ignore customer service and invite them into these meetings. Let them have a say. They will have more valuable information than anybody else who, despite what research or workshops they might have done, or how many years they've been doing digital marketing, how long they have writing personas, how long they have, all the insights into your competitors. Nothing beats customer support. They have all the stories, they have all the pain points, and that should be integral to all marketing campaigns that you do in the future. All right, appreciate you joining today, and I will talk to you next week. Thank you.